Boundaries are not to be negotiated either. This is the next installment of the series, Negotiation Doesn't Mean What You Think It Means. You're listening to the Mistress Code. I'm RacyWilde. If limits are thresholds, boundaries are walls. Where limits operate along a spectrum and may shift with context or capacity, boundaries are fixed and defined. They are non-negotiable lines of psychological, physical, or emotional protection, often rooted in past trauma, identity, or ethical clarity. A boundary might be, I do not want permanent marks, or I do not engage in role play involving racial humiliation, or I never remove my wedding ring. These are not subjective thresholds of intensity. These are absolute restrictions that define the integrity of the individual. Crossing them means consent has been compromised and is automatically withdrawn. One of the most common errors in DS negotiation is the casual misuse of language. Phrases like pushing boundaries get tossed around with an almost cavalier eroticism, as if boundaries were sexy maybes for testing and teasing. But that framing is dangerous. What people are often attempting to describe with that phrase is the process of pushing limits, not boundaries. Limits are thresholds on a scale or a spectrum that are movable according to the moment. And confusing limits and boundaries risks normalizing the violation of submissive's core protections under the guise of power play. This is where the ethics of domination matter most. The dominer is not empowered by how much she can extract from the submissive, nor by how far she can push his pain or humiliation. Her power is measured by how skillfully she can shape the dynamic within the ethical architecture of care and respect. In other words, real domination does not ignore boundaries. It requires them. And just to reconfirm, boundaries and limits are not objects of negotiation. They are the infrastructure that allows negotiation to occur in the first place. They are not optional. They are the conditions of consent. The next pod in the series is Negotiation is for Preferences.